Earlier this month, congressional Republicans were being advised to avoid holding in-person town halls from GOP leadership because they were showing a tendency to get a little hot, with constituents pushing back on what is happening under President Trump's policies. Even outside of those town halls, these types of protests were popping up all over the country since the beginning of February. They call them 50-51, 50 protests, 50 cities, one day, to demonstrate against the new administration's stance on everything from immigration to the war in Gaza. And they've had several here in Boise, most being held at the state capitol. But today, they moved their movement to a Garden City hotel, where inside one of Idaho's senators was speaking. Aspen Shumpert was there, and Aspen, it looked like there were hundreds of people who showed up to this.
Yeah, definitely hundreds. Protesters say they want to be heard by their elected officials about legislative overreach impacting human rights. They want to know the people elected to represent them have Idahoans' best interest in mind. Each year, the Boise Metro Chamber hosts 2 forums with legislators as guest speakers. Earlier this year, the state superintendent of public instruction, Debbie Critchfield, spoke. Today, it was Senator Mike Crapo's turn. The forum at the Riverside Hotel required pre-registration and payment to attend. It was not open to the public. The group of protesters outside the event told me Senator Crapo hasn't made himself available to take questions or talk with his constituents in person. They say they'll continue to march until they feel heard.
President Trump is turning the United States into a dictatorship. He's ignoring Congress, he's ignoring the voters, he's ignoring the Supreme Court eventually. And I think that we need to let our representatives know that people are scared, people are worried.
Although cameras were not allowed inside the private forum today, I was sitting at a table designated for press to hear what Crapo had to say. He talked for about 20 minutes. He addressed the changes that come with the new administration and what he's been up to since January. The moderator said they had enough time for 5 questions for Crapo following his comments. The questions submitted by members of the audience were about taxes, his stance on the CHIPS Act, and federal layoffs going into fire season. What he did not address was what was happening outside. The hundreds of people on the other side of the hotel doors trying to get his attention. I requested to speak to Crapo either before or after the event, and his team said his schedule would not allow for that today. I have also not heard from event organizers on their stance about protesters being outside of events today.
Okay, it's interesting. I know they were warned not to do these town halls. I was looking it up. Idaho Statesman and the Idaho Democratic Party kind of did this. The last time a town hall was held by Congressman Rush Fulcher, 2024, but the next one was canceled because that one kind of went crazy. Mike Crapo, Senator Crapo, 2022 was the last time he held a town hall.
Yep.
Jim Risch was in 2020, and then Mike Simpson, the last time he held a town hall open to the public, 2012.
Yeah, and the people that you're mentioning have been a part of these Boise Metro forums before,
right.
So maybe that's the outlet that they think people can come and address.
Still got to pay to get into it, though.
Still got to pay.
All right, thank you very much, Aspen.